There we are. I think we are live in Cooking with Gas. If you are seeing this and can hear me, please share that in the comments so I know we're actually live. And it's up and working. Turn on some jazz here to get in the mood. It's been a while since I did my last live, and it's good to be back, I can tell you. My friends, if we haven't met before, my name is Joel. I'm an author, speaker, and business coach. Been working pretty much all over the world for the last decade or so. I specialized in helping folks just like you and me create offers, create interesting stories and brands, putting your work and your skills out into the world. I had a pleasure so far to work with over 2,000 clients in over 18 countries. It's amazing, and it's a journey I'm on. And today, the journey is very much on answering some questions that you might have. And it's a very interactive session here. I'm going to be sitting here. I'm going to be looking in the chat. We're live on several different platforms, seeing questions popping in, answering some of these questions, anything to do with business building, marketing, sales, brand building, any questions you might have in regards to your coaching business, your small business, or your entrepreneurial journey. I'm here to help, and I'm so excited to help you out and answer the questions you might have. We're going to be doing these lives back and forth as time goes on. So be on the lookout and make sure to attend them and ask the questions you might have. We're also testing our brand new streaming studio. So if things is working as intended, we'll figure that out. I'll have the team with me. They'll sort it out. If I glitch out, if I all of a sudden turn into a dinosaur, that's why. All right, shall we get to it? I think we have a couple of questions submitted already. And let's see. I do this, by the way, just to keep it interesting. I never look at the questions beforehand. So when I put them on the screen here, it's the first time I'm seeing them as well. So you get my spontaneous answer to the question as we go. So let's pop over here and let's see if we have the first question coming up anywhere. Here we have it. All right, the first one, as we gear up, or actually, they're kind enough to say hi before we start. Just look at that. Someone knows Santa's coming in just a couple of months, or just a month, actually. So it's nice. But as we gear up for 2024, isn't that crazy, by the way? What are some key market trends and strategies you anticipate to be a game changer for coaches and businesses? Well, I think 2024 is going to be an interesting year for sure. I think it's going to be different. I think it's going to be a year that is very much different to what we've seen before. We had the years 2020, 2021, 22, and 23, which kind of were the pandemic years where everyone went back home and almost every physical event shut down. I do think we're going to see 2024, a lot of these actual physical events coming back into play. I know I'm attending a couple, and I know there's popping up more of them all over the world. I think that is a big trend that is coming back. We're tired of being locked out. We're tired of sitting back home. We want to get out. We want to meet people. And I do think that is a big trend coming in. For those of you not anticipating doing like retreats or that type of things, I think trying to get a masterminds, doing workshops and actual things out in the actual areas where you live, I think that is going to be a big thing. And actually shifting over more into the connection with people. Sure, digital areas like this, I'm online obviously with you right now, it's good, but nothing beats sitting down with someone in person. And I think that's going to be a big one, shifting over to that actual physical thing. Let's see. I actually realized one of the things I missed with that question was the strategies. So the same thing goes for a strategy for a physical event as it does for a virtual event. You do the same thing. You make sure to connect with people. That's the best marketing strategy of all. Connect with people and actually get to know, like, and trust. That's where we need to go. We need to connect with them. We need to build that relationship. To us as knowledge entrepreneurs, as coaches, as people who know stuff, one of the best things to do is to lead with an inexpensive product. Lead with something that they can actually look at, feel, almost get a touch for how you operate, to build that like and trust before we ask for more money, before we ask them to commit. Typically, we go on a first date. Typically, we pay on the first date. Typically, we maybe go on a second date. And I think that's the strategy here as well. Get people into your world, get them to know, like, and trust you, and then move them forward to see if you can help them more. I think that's the key that has to be for everything. All right, jumping forward. But before I do, I'll get a sip of, if you've been with me for a while, you know I love my coffee. I'll need a sip of coffee. So the next one, getting a head start on planning for the new year. What advice on creating a standout marketing plan that ensure my coaching business stays competitive? Let me first start with the final part of this question here. Competitive. I don't like the word competitive. I get what you mean when you say competitive, but I don't like the word competitive per se. I truly believe there are no competitors, especially in the knowledge space, in the coaching space. We have no competitors. People either want to work with you specifically because who you are, or they don't want to work with you for some other reason. There is basically no new information anywhere. It's just people, and people want to buy from people. So I think when it comes to creating a standout marketing plan, I don't know what area you're in. Can someone from the team let me know what area, if we know what industry? But if you're in the knowledge industry, coaching industry, most of the time that standout marketing plan comes from you being you and showing up to people as you and being yourself. So I would base a lot of my marketing plan around getting in front of people. Sharing knowledge is a wonderful thing to do with everything as it comes to marketing, because sharing your information to the world and making sure people get it and understanding you actually help them, the oldest trick of the book, showing people you can help by actually helping. I think that is the core key. Now, of course, I would structure your marketing plan. I would structure that around the different periods of the year and the different holidays, as well as if you have any specific themes of your year. I typically sit down by the end of the year with my wife and my family, and we walk through all the different things that is happening for our family over the year, and I plan my marketing and my sales and my activities around that, because I never want to be in a situation where I can't be with my family because of something in my business. That's not going to happen. I'm going to be with the family first, and then I'll go take care of business stuff. I know some of the hardcore hustles out there say business first always, but I'm in business for my family. So I'll do it the other way around. That's just the way I like to do it. So in terms of the marketing plan and how to get that done, I would always make sure to be in front of people, building relationships and connections first and foremost. That has to be the key. And build the brand around you. Connect with people deeply and show people you can help by actually helping. Anyone jumping on new who's wondering who's that bald dude talking here? My name is Joel. This is a Q&A. Feel free to drop any questions you might have in the chat below. We're live on different platforms, so your question might not pop up today, but if you put it in, I'll promise to get to it eventually. But let's jump to the next one we have here in question 3 today. Navigating the business landscape can be tricky. It sure can. What fundamental elements do you recommend for having in place for setting up a business in 2024? I kind of touched on this, I think, in the previous question, and it comes back to that again. Almost all the time, you are the figurehead of your business. So when it comes to fundamental elements, I think one of the most fundamental elements you have to have is you. There's no sugarcoating that. You have to be in front of people. And you can be in front of people in lots of different ways, of course. You don't have to do videos. I like to do videos because it's nice and I feel I get a connection with people. You might like writing. You might like doing something else. I have a couple of clients who love doing audios and do audiobooks or audio recordings and share that to the world. I think that is an important thing. But when we talk about fundamental elements, I want to say you should have a marketing asset in place. And what I mean by that, talking like real English, not marketing mumbo jumbo. What I mean by a marketing asset is a process for you that always brings in interested people that want your help. Because marketing at the end of the day is not about selling people stuff, it's about helping people. So we need to create a system and a process that takes people from getting to know you, getting interested in what you have and getting into your world, and then eventually probably booking a call or actually buying things from you. And I think that is the fundamentals we need to have in place, a system and a process for that. Typically, we do that in some type of funnel. But the process, at least thinking about this, how do I want the client journey to be? How do I want people to basically interact with my brand or experience my brand or myself? Because most of us, we're talking to people online that have no idea who we are. So how do I want them to interpret what I do and how I do that in order to actually help them out? Because that has to be the main idea. Thinking about that process step by step, I think that is one of the most important things we possibly can have. Jumping forward, number 4. I don't know, how many questions do we have in the chat? I can see it just continues for a while. But looking forward here, looking for your thoughts on changing my coaching offer for the new year. How can I ensure that it aligns with the market while staying true to my coaching style? It's a wonderful question. The question I want to ask first and foremost, why do you want to change up your coaching offer? What's the reason for wanting to change that up? I think us as entrepreneurs, we sometimes get bored with what we do. It's working, and then we don't have to struggle that much. So we kind of get bored with the fact that it's doing what it's supposed to be doing. So then we kind of think, all right, I have to change this up. I have to do something to kind of break it so you get to do something and work on it again. So I want to make sure if that's the case, don't change it up. Leave it as is. It's working for you. If you want to change it up for whatever other reason, I think it comes back to thinking about, all right, I'm going to change this. So why am I doing that? Is that because I want to work with a different type of client? Or is that because I want to work with a different type of problem? Or do I created a new way to get to the ultimate outcome of the clients? Because if you're changing it, to me at least, the reason to change it has to be profoundly different than just changing it for the sake of it. And of course, it has to align with the market. But if you know who you're serving, if you know you're serving a specific type of client, the only reason I would change it would be then if the outcome or the problem has changed. Otherwise, I wouldn't necessarily change it unless it's not working. And if it's not working, if it's not getting people to the outcome they want, or we're not dealing with the problem, then we have to go back to the drawing board. So the question really becomes, if you're going to change it, you have to think about why. And if the reason why, when you honestly think about it, is because it's doing what it's supposed to, then I wouldn't change it. The only reason I would change it is if it doesn't serve the client I want to work with, or if it doesn't solve the problem they're having, or if it doesn't get me or get the clients rather to the desired outcome. That's my thoughts on changing a coaching program. Awesome. I'll remind everyone, if you're watching, whatever you're watching, we're live on several different platforms. If you have any questions you want to ask, feel free to drop them in the chat and we'll bring them in and I'll put them on the screen and I'll answer them for you live as we go. And as I said before in the beginning of this, all the questions are put in here. I had not seen them before. So you get my honest and spontaneous answer to them, which is a bit of a challenge, if I'm honest with it. It's also very fun to do. So jumping ahead, question 5, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, I feel this is a leading question since we're providing a platform. But the question, any must-have tools or platform for coaches to streamline their business processes and marketing efforts in 2024. Someone in my team must have put this here, literally. Or if someone asked it and have no idea. Coachbox is one of the core foundations of our business, and it's a marketing and sales and automation platform that we use. I'm not going to talk about Coachbox because that's too much of a sales gimmick. This is a Q&A. Of course, you're going to want to have Coachbox. Of course, I'm super biased because it's part of what I founded, but I think that's a good tool. Other tools or platforms I think you should look into, though. There's several of them. And People talk a lot about AI nowadays. I'm skeptical. I don't necessarily think that AI is the be all have all type of solution that people are looking for. And probably some people want me to say a bunch of AI softwares here. I'm not going to do that. There are a place for AI, and I think we can use AI in a super good way. Rather, I'm going to focus on the platform part. One platform that I think is going to be incredibly important coming up on next year is LinkedIn. I honestly think I neglected LinkedIn for years. I thought it was just one of those fancy platforms that real people didn't hang out on. It was just for those corporate people who had a fancy title and a good business card. I've completely changed my mind on that. I think looking at platforms, I think jumping over to LinkedIn and becoming active there is going to be a game changer pretty much for anyone in business moving forward. So if you haven't set up a LinkedIn page, get active. It's a wonderful place, especially to connect and talk to people. I've not found a better platform yet than actually being on LinkedIn and connecting with people. Another tool, I'm going to drop a tool as well, that I really like is Canva. You know Canva, I know Canva, but they added a bunch of really cool features that at least I hadn't found out. You might know this already, and I might be looking like I'm ages behind everyone else. I found yesterday they have an ability, once you set up your brand inside of Canva, you can put together a thing and you can press to actually make it look like your brand, and it randomizes the colors. You know how many hours this clumsy, non-creative guy sat in Canva trying to do stuff to post online? And now I can just do that and press a button and it makes sense. It's a wonderful thing. Should have had an affiliate link for something and put it right here, but I didn't. But that's my suggestion for number 5. That's what I get for wanting to not see questions beforehand and answering them as we go. Jumping forwards, my friend. Let me see so I haven't missed anything somewhere. Doo-doo. Number 6. With the year end approaching, how can I conduct a thorough business review to identify areas for improvement and growth for the coming year? Ooh, isn't that a tough one? We all know we should do this. Every single one of us, we know we should do this. We should sit down and we should look it through. Let me know in the comments below. Have you set aside time for this year to actually plan for this? I did yesterday. I set aside time. We have a saying in Swedish. It doesn't make any sense anymore. But in Swedish we say, the shoemaker's son never has shoes. It sounds better in Swedish. I think it makes sense. Every one of us know we should do this, but we don't. So let me give you some suggestions here. The most important thing, and I cannot stress this enough, for any business, the most important thing you have is your customers or clients. Bar none. It is the most important thing. So if you haven't asked them, what do you think about my service? Do you think I've done a good job? What do you think I can improve as we move forward? If you haven't asked them that is definitely something you should do right now. 100% you should ask each and every single client you have what they think about you. Get that feedback. I know you're hesitant. I know you're worried that they will say something you do not want to hear. Trust me when I say if you don't ask, other people will experience the same thing and you will have that reputation with you. It's much better to get the truth now and be able to change it, lead that transformation for yourself, than not asking, not getting feedback, and being stuck with that. So asking your clients, I think that is a crucial part of actually going through the business review for the year and identifying areas where you can be better as a coach or a business owner, understanding where you want to go with that. I think that is incredibly crucial. Talking about growth, I want you to look at 3 things in your business from last year or from 2023. Which was the biggest month in your business? What campaign in terms of marketing worked the best? And what product did you sell most of? If you're a coach and you're only selling one type of coaching program or offer, it's going to be that one, obviously. But what month and what campaign in terms of marketing was the best? Knowing these things, chances are if you run the same marketing campaign again that you did probably during your best month, if you do that exact thing again right now, it would bring you more than enough money this month from just that one thing. So when we look at growth, or when we look to review and think about things, most of the time we think we need to come up with some new crazy idea that we haven't thought about before. Most of the time, it's about looking at what actually worked and doing that thing again. And I know my fellow marketing colleagues out in the world hate when I say this, because they want to sell you a new fancy, cool, glittering thing that works. Look at what worked the best and do that thing again. But there's two different ways to look at growth. We can be in growth mode, or we can be in profit mode. Growth mode means we're going to be reinvesting most of the money into growing, meaning you will have less money in your wallet because you reinvest it in your business. While profit mode is where you get money put in your pocket from your business. So I think as part of this review, thinking about, is this a growth year or is it a profit year? I think that is fairly important. Understanding and determining beforehand if you're going to be making money and putting it in your pockets, or if you're going to be growing, meaning expanding your business, meaning reinvesting the money in your business. Does that make sense? Everyone follow along what I mean by that? Because those are two very different aims for a year. Either getting more money in our personal pockets or expanding, making the business bigger. Those are two different objectives. And I think we need to understand that. Let me just check the chat, see if I get a couple of thumbs up. Yep. Yeah. Yeah, so the difference, I got a question. What's the difference then? Can't I make money while I grow? Of course you can make money while you grow. I'm just saying that you have to put enough money that comes in from the business back into the business if you're in growth mode, rather than taking it out. Look at growth mode as feeding, getting bulky, getting bigger. You're expanding the business. You're not taking things out, you're putting things back in. Of course you have to take out money, or I don't know if you have to take it, but if you need money, a salary from your business to make a living, of course you have to take that out. But if you're in growth mode, you invest more into your business than you want to take out. Or if you're in profit mode, you take the money out. I think that makes sense. I get several thumbs up, so I hope people understand. All right. Question 7. I've been hesitant about embracing video content in my marketing. Is it still crucial for success in 2024? And how can I overcome video-related challenges? It's a wonderful question as well. Yes, I think video is crucial. I honestly think it's one of the most important tools we as business people and entrepreneurs have. We have to use video, I would say. And I know it's not a popular way of putting it. I know there's a bunch of introverts who hopes that I'm going to say no. Me as an extrovert, it's easier, but I honestly think that video has such a profound impact on people that if we're not using it, we're missing out on so much. And sure, we can create videos where we're not on screen, but you as a coach, or you as your business, I think the most important thing is to showcase you, who you are, and getting people to get a look and feel for how you operate, your way of thinking and your way of being. Kind of like I'm doing here. It's part of that. I'm just answering questions and from the top of my head being me. And I think it's important because people get to know you from that. And some people will hate you. Awesome. Go do something else. Please don't let me bother. And some people will love you for it. And that's great, right? It's perfect. That's what we want. But I do think video is going to be important. And one of the things that I struggle with is when I do video, unless I kind of almost just get a thought, this is what I'm going to talk about, and then talk about it, I can't do it. So some people write a script and they kind of read the script. Some people have an amazing way of actually reading a script without it looking like they're reading a script. I can't. I just constantly fumble. I can't read it. I have no idea how I managed to play one of the leading roles in a musical when I was younger. I have no idea how I got through that. Remembered every single thing. I could even sing. I have no idea. So why I can't make a 4-minute video telling you something with a script, I don't know, but I can't. So I think you have to kind of test that out. See, is it easier for you to have a script, or is it easier for you to have just bullet points and then kind of wing it from there? Or as I do it, I think of a topic and then I just talk about it. Of course, with some kind of idea to it, so I know what the end goal. If it's a sales video, I kind of have to have a call to action. If it's an educational video, I kind of have to teach. But I think it comes down to actually stepping out of the comfort zone and trying to just do, because I think that's a barrier as well. We don't think we're good enough, so we don't. Feel free to go to my YouTube channel, Awaken Entrepreneurs Hub. Check the first ones. They're horrible. I would like to think that the newer ones are better, but it's a progression. And no one started out as perfect. We have to kind of explore that. And as we go, kind of learn and get better at it. And I think continuously pushing ourselves to do the video, I think that's going to help. And you don't need any fancy equipment at all. You have a phone, and that's more than enough. If you really want to up your game, get one of these and plug it in to your regular jack in your phone. Or jack, that's the wrong, that's actually the Swedish word for it, the regular outlet on your phone, and get the audio quality up. But use your phone and record. And to me, answer a question. Answer something that someone asked you, or tell some people something you can help them with. Don't just rumble about stuff, but actually be helpful. I think that is the best suggestion I can have. Just doing it, and while we're doing it, just be helpful. Help people, teach something, give a suggestion, or give a tip. Do this, try this. To me, I think that's the most I can say, and it's okay. Just do it. You're more than perfect. Don't worry, it's going to be awesome. Do one, and then do another one tomorrow, and another one after that, and another one after that, and never miss 2 days in a row. You'll thank me later, because it's an amazing way to do that. So let's just get it done. I think that's the easiest way, and be helpful. Awesome. I'm going to say again, if you are watching this, we're live on several different platforms. If you have any questions you want me to answer for you, my name is Joel, by the way. I've been running coaching businesses, been teaching, been speaking, doing a bunch of things for well over a decade now. Work with over 2,000 clients. I'm here live trying to help you guys out. Any questions you have, pop them in the chat. I'll be happy to answer them. I'll be here for a bit longer until we run out of question or we run out of time answering questions from you guys. And the beauty of this is I get the questions, they're live. You get my honest and spontaneous thoughts on this. So looking at question 8, planning to launch a new coaching program in 24. What is the key steps and consideration to ensure success and an impactful launch? Wouldn't that be wonderful if we knew beforehand the exact steps we were going to take to be successful? Wouldn't that be amazing? Do this, become successful instantly. That's how it works. It's not, right? Or is it just me? I think it's for everyone. Could be just me. Jokes aside, I think the key step, the most important thing, we call it the IPO model, and it's the way we do this. I think you have to start with that. I stands for ideal client. Define who you are launching this program for, and get to know them on a deep and intimate level. Understand their fears, their dreams, their ambitions, why they do what they do, and what they're hoping to achieve from it. Get really clear on the person you're trying to help, and find what problem is keeping them awake at night. If you do that, if you actually make sure to find the problem, and problem is obviously the P in the IPO model. If you find the problem that's keeping them awake at night, you're well ahead of the curve. Most people, when they launch new offers, they think, all right, what am I good at? I am really good at doing X, Y, and Z. So therefore, I'm going to launch a program helping people with X, Y, and Z. And then they go out into the world with this offer or this program that is not based on anyone on the other side of the fence, meaning that it's not based on clients. They might not want this result that you can help them with. Instead, I want to flip that. I want to flip it so that we focus primarily on the person we're trying to help, on the client, understanding him or her first, and then looking at, all right, what's the problem they have? And if we don't know that, we have to ask them. And once we know the problem, looking at the outcome. No one wants to go to a personal trainer to go and train. Everyone wants to go to a personal trainer to get big biceps and a strong belly. That's why we go there. We don't want to buy the time from the PT. We want to get fit, or we want to look good, or we don't want to hide on the beach during the summer because we want to have a fit body. So looking at who is the ideal client, what is the problem they are facing, and what is the outcome they most desire. I think those are the three most important things if you're looking to create and launch a new product or a new program into the world. And the beauty of when you're asking, if you define your ideal client, and when you're asking people for feedback on the problem, you can do this by actually talking to people, asking online and social media, reading, connecting with people, asking this question. Everyone you ask is your potential client, right? So by defining who you want to work with, getting clear on exactly who they are, and asking them questions about themselves and the problems they're having and what outcomes they desire, then creating a program around that means that when you're launching, you can easily go back to the people you already talked to, who are already saying to you they want a solution to this, and ask them if they want help achieving the solution they told you they already wanted. So to me, that is a wonderful way to kind of do the research, put together the offer, and then go back to the people who helped you did the research and then launch it to the world. Hopefully that makes sense to you guys. All right. Let me see. Question 9. We are going to be going on till around about 8 or 10 more minutes here. Then I'm going to be wrapping up for today. So let's go into question 9. Any tips for navigating the changing landscape and using social platforms effectively for marketing client engagement? Most of the time, I think with these type of questions, I get this question quite often, and people think I'm going on a little bit of a sidetrack here, but bear with me for a second. It's never about the actual platform. All platforms work for you to create engagement or create visibility. What you need is people seeing what you do. And if you have enough people seeing what you do, they will buy things from you, or they will enroll with you, or they will do things with your business. It's just about volume. And people ask, all right, what platforms should I use? And the question is all of them. But the reality is, how much bandwidth do we have? How much energy and time and effort do we actually have for each of the different platforms? If nothing else, I would always say use Meta, meaning Facebook, and Instagram, because those two tied together. You post on two places at once from those, and always post from a business account. Because if you want to run paid ads, which you want to do, eventually you can retarget people who watched or interacted with your things. And I would add, as part of this, I would always add LinkedIn as well. And if you like doing video, this guy, of course, YouTube. I don't use TikTok. And the reason I don't use TikTok is for privacy reasons. Feel free to use TikTok if you wish. I don't want to do that. Nothing political. Use TikTok. I don't use Snapchat. Probably should use Snapchat. I don't use whatever thing you can tell me is a new cool platform the kids use. I don't have that. I build on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube. That's where I am. That's where I hang out. That's the platforms I use. So don't worry about this. Use the platforms you're comfortable with. At least I would use Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. And if you also do video, I would, of course, use YouTube. But don't do more. More platforms doesn't make it better. You doing stuff and showing it to people, that's what makes things better. So I would rather focus on getting it out there than getting it out there everywhere. There are softwares that can help you with this, to post on one place and spread it everywhere. Don't worry about it. Make sure you get your message out. And as you grow your social, you can start finding these tools. And really, when it comes to client engagement, it's back to what I always say: help people, share knowledge, share information, share things that brings them forward in life, that gets them forward, gets them closer to where they want to be. I think that's the key to all client engagement. I think it's the most important thing to everything we do. If you want to get people to buy your stuff, show them that what you do actually works, help them out, show them you can help by actually helping them out. I think it comes to that. And also be mindful. People don't want to get sold. Don't post promotion on promotion on promotion on promotion on promotion. I usually mix this up a bit. I have 3 types of content that I try to alternate between. It's inspirational content, meaning things we can look at and feel like, yeah, that's good. I don't want to pay that much tax. It's good. Most of us don't want to pay that much tax. Good, inspirational. Or this guy climbed a mountain. Oh, awesome. Inspirational content. Or a story or something that kind of lifts us up. That's one part of it. Then we have educational or how-tos, where I try to teach. I can teach in video format. I can teach by writing an article, or I can teach by writing a small post. But teach. How do I do this? And the beauty of working with people is they ask questions, and I can use those questions to answer questions and use those questions in my marketing. I don't have to kind of come up with ideas myself. My clients ask questions, so use those questions, because if one person asks them, someone else will. And the third piece of this is promotion. We need promotion. We need to tell people your things exist, and we can mix those up. And if we mix them up enough and get it into a sweet mix, you will see over time that people like it and engage with it, and really try helping. That I would say is the most important thing when it comes to navigating it and getting it done. Hopefully that helped. We're coming up now on 37 minutes. I'm going to go on for 40 minutes today, so I'm actually going to take the last question now. If you have any questions and you put in the chat and you haven't gotten that answer yet today, feel free to join us next time. I'll be coming back to the questions we got today for the next Q&A, and I'll schedule that so you know when it is. We are live on several different platforms, so wherever you're seeing this, good to see you. I hope you're enjoying the platform right now. I'm going to do the final question right now, but for the keen-eyed viewer, I took up my cup. I didn't drink. I'll drink while I pull up the last question. All right, setting financial goal for my coaching business in 24. What strategies do you recommend to increase revenue while maintaining a healthy work-life balance? Great question. Really great question. When I was growing my business in the early stages of it, I used to work between 12 and 15 hours every day. Just don't. It wasn't worth it. The kids' memory from that time is that dad was always working. He was never home. He was never with them. I miss all the nights I did not read for them. That's why I'm cutting the video here in a bit, because I'm going to go read for the kids. But really, we have to maintain that balance. I don't think it is a balance naturally, though. I do think it is systems and strategies we put in place. And most of us, as we start out and as we grow the business, it is about revenue. It's about income. It's about how much money we bring into the business. That's typically what's keeping us as entrepreneurs up at night. So if we can increase the revenue, we get the time that we want to have for the balance part of this. But if we feel, most of us, if we have too much balance in terms of we're spending too much time on ourselves with the family or with friends or doing whatever, then the financial side goes down. So the most important thing here is to look at how do we future-proof the business so that it actually makes money without you having to be active in the business on a daily basis. And the question is really a bigger one. I should probably do an entire live on this topic. But to me, what it's about is a couple of things. Make sure to create a marketing asset, meaning that you have something on the front end that people can buy. It could be a book, it could be a course, it could be something with a low entry point that is cheap so people can buy it and get to know, like, and trust you, and helping them out, really helping them out. That way you have something that continuously brings in revenue to your business. And then on top of that, adding the core fundamental, which is probably working directly with you, the one-on-one or group coaching part, that comes in the next phase. But here's the kicker. For any one of you who dropped off 2 seconds ago and thought, all right, low ticket offers, that's the thing. I'm sorry, it's not the thing. It's just a way to get there. High ticket is the thing. If you're starting out, you need a higher ticket offer. An offer that is at least, I would say, $2,500 or $3,000. You need that. And if you can't for yourself rectify why you should charge that much, the honest answer is you're not solving a problem that is big enough, or your mindset is fixed around a price point. But if you have a higher price, high ticket offer, it could be as high as you want, but at least in that level. What happens is when you enroll one client, you get a cash injection that you can use to get another client and get another client and get another client. And I know this sounds almost too good to be true. And I know that it's easy to get carried away here. I myself blew through $35,000 with zip zero, nothing, no results from this. So I know how much we can fail from this also. But having the high ticket offer first, and then from the high ticket offer, extracting a lower ticket offer and leading people in with that lower ticket offer is by far, at least in my opinion, the safest way we can get a consistent flow of people coming in, meaning we get revenue in the business and we help people. They get to know, like, and trust us before they book that call with you that they might want to book. And I think that is the leverage. I think having the higher ticket, outcome-based offer is really what you need this year. If you're selling time, throw it out. If you have no idea how to stop selling time, hit me up on LinkedIn or hit me up wherever you find this. I'll help you out. I'll tell you exactly how to get rid of that. I have a guide for that. I can send it to you. Get rid of selling time. Don't. It will kill your business 100%. Selling an outcome-based higher ticket offer, I would say that's the key. And creating that and putting that together is what I specialize in. That's what I help people do. So to me, that makes the most sense. Does that mean it's the only way? I'm sure there's other ways, but with over a decade of experience, I'm yet to find it. Doesn't mean it exists. There's a bunch of brilliant people out there who can help you with almost anything. But having the high ticket offer and then leading people in with a lower ticket offer, solving problems, I think that's going to be key. And setting yourself up so you don't have to work every day, 15 hours a day, because you have money coming in even as you sleep. I think that's going to be key. And then have the high ticket offer. Hopefully that made sense. In my mind, it made sense. Let me know in the comments if it didn't, and I'll try to tell you that in a better way later on. All right, my friend, that was actually number 10. And we have actually 7 more questions lined up here and a bunch more in the chat. I'm going to wrap it up here for today. But before I do, let me know also, any way, shape, or form, you on this page, if you're whatever platform you're on, let me know in the comments, what topics do you want me to talk about next time? I'm happy to talk about almost anything. Let me know in the comments. Be happy to talk about that. If you have any questions, if you're watching this after we're live, shoot in with the questions in the chat. I'll be happy to answer them as we move forward. My friend, my name is Joel Iverlöv. I have had a blast. This is one of the most fun and exciting things I do. One of the most best 45 minutes I've spent this week together with you guys. Let me know how I can help. I live to serve and help others. That's my purpose in life. And if you are anything like me, I'm sure you're going to like the content you will find on these pages in the future. So my friend, have a fantastic day, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Take care and have a wonderful day. Bye.